Hey, I'm Jon Thelen. Today I'm Fish Ed. I'm up in Canada and we're fishing on a small boat today because we did a fly-in trip. And normally everybody thinks of jig fishing when you come to do this, but you know what we're gonna do today? We're gonna pull cranks. We're gonna look for those most aggressive fish and we're gonna cruise through them with crankbaits and see what we can put together. So stay right where you're at. Fish Ed's coming up. There's one. Nailed it right when I made the turn there. Look at that. How cool is that? This is not something that people normally think of up in Canada, but I'll tell you why I'm doing it. It is just flat out effective. And it's effective anywhere you go. You know, I've been on the Great Lakes this year, pulling Smithwick rogues. I've been on other bodies of water pulling rogues. All said and done, Smithwick rogues just flat out catch fish. And one of the things I'll tell you about them is not only do they catch fish, they tend to catch big fish. And that's just the way it's always been with these rogues. For some reason, they just really trip a walleye's trigger. You know, these were initially designed as bass baits, but man, walleyes just flat out love them. And over the years, these rogues have become some of my favorite baits to pull. I'm gonna have to just put this boat in neutral. This is a good fish that we're fighting here. And he's gonna get very angry when he sees the light of day. And we're close here. He got himself up under the boat. There he goes on me. This is a really good fish. Oh geez. Well, let me tell you something. It's not just a good fish, it's a big pike. It's a big pike. Wow. Wait till you see the size of this one. We're gonna get plenty of walleyes today, but I want you to see this pike. Because this is a giant, one awesome fish. Oh geez. Come here, buddy. Got him. Oh boy. Flat out, man. Rogues just catch big fish, and this is a big fish right here. Look at this pike, holy moly. This thing's a giant. I'm gonna try to get him untangled before I even reach down in there too far. I'm gonna see if I can get him rolled over this way. Look at this fish. This is a cool fish anywhere you go. What a way to start a show. That is a giant pike. Wow, that is awesome. We're gonna get some walleyes today, but I had to show you this fish to start the show. When I saw him come up, I really wasn't worried about getting a walleye to start the show. Look at that fish. What a giant pike. Let's get this fish back in the water and we'll get back to chasing walleyes. There's one. Look at that. That one looks a little bit more like a walleye too, the way he took it. Yeah, it feels more like a walleye. Feels like another good fish though, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna just slide this boat out. You know, the neat thing about today, being I'm fishing alone, is I can really do anything I want. I don't got other lines to worry about here. So if I want to put the boat in neutral, I can do that, you know, and just keep reeling on the fish. I don't got a whole lot I got to worry about this walleye. This is what we're chasing today right here. Man, I'll tell you what though, I think Smithwick rogues are one of the best crankbaits ever made. Back when I was doing a lot of nighttime trolling on Mille Lacs, this was my go-to bait, and I caught just a lot of big fish on this bait. And, you know, they've been catching big fish on the Great Lakes with rogues forever, but one thing that I wanted to get out and do this year was spend some time fishing rogues in a different deal. And This is exactly what I was talking about. Look at this. This is a big walleye, okay? I got him, but it's a big eye. Look at this fish. A big, thick fish, but this is why I'm pulling these baits. Earlier in the year, you know, I really wanted to go pull rogues around on the Great Lakes and catch some big fish. And we did that. And that show has either aired or it's gonna air. And I mean, we got a 30-inch walleye in that show. And then we fished some other areas where we've gotten big fish on rogues this year. And then look at that one. I mean, that's just a beautiful walleye. I mean, that's a great fish right there. And that's a big fish for up in Canada where we're fishing. But these rogues, they just flat out trigger big fish. I mean, look at that. What a beautiful eye. So far, I get a pike to start the show, and then we get a big fat walleye, and that's exactly what we're chasing. And somewhere along the way, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to find a way to get some eater fish for shore lunch today too. But here's the thing. These lures just flat out catch fish. It's by design. I mean, these are big fish catching lures. There's one right there. Looks like a good fish too. Oh yeah, feels like another good one. Yeah, feels pretty good. I'm catching most of these fish right now anyway in about 11 to 13 feet of water. So the lure I'm running right now is the Elite 8. This is the rogue that was brought out. Oh yeah, another big eye. This lure was brought out to cast to 8 feet. That's what the name Elite 8 stands for. Another big walleye. Look at this one. Oh boy, look at that. Man, I don't know what to tell you besides it's just big fish. It's a big fish lure. Look at this one. That was bigger fish than that last one. This was designed to name the Elite 8 because it'll dive to 8 feet on the cast. And when this one was designed, again, primarily for bass fishing, it was given the same attributes as the Rattling Rogue. And that is, it's got that roll to it. And I'm gonna show you that as soon as we get this fish out of here. Let me slow this thing down here. Let me show you that eye. Look at that, what a great fish. That's an awesome walleye right there. And I mean, one after another. I can go through here and jig and I'm gonna catch smaller fish. I can go through here with a rogue and I'm gonna catch big fish. I mean, look at that. What a dynamite eye that one is. Get out of here, buddy. Well, let's talk a little bit about what I'm talking about with the roll in a rogue. The rogue is different than a lot of crankbaits. A lot of crankbaits out there just do this. They just go straight and they run right along wiggling side to side. And you know what? That catches a lot of fish, don't get me wrong. But here's what makes the rogue so unique. When the rogue is running, it's got a roll to it. It gives more flash. It gives a little bit more of a look of maybe a wounded baitfish. This lure will actually go like this while it's rolling back and forth to the side. It's actually rolling over is what I'm trying to say. And it's just an added attractant that no other lure really has been able to mimic out there. This lure does that. And it doesn't matter if you're looking at the Elite 8 that I'm running today, or the Rattling Rogue, or the Perfect 10, or even the Top 20. You're getting that actual roll there, and it really just tunes them up. The other thing is, you got a rattle in there, and you know these rattles, I'll tell you, I'm a firm believer that big fish tune in on rattles. I think they feel like it's the dinner bell. It's a bigger lure, it's a bigger bait fish, it's a bigger something, and they get tuned in on it. And I think that's why I just flat out catch more big fish on a rogue. I've always looked at it over the years as my go-to for big fish. And I mean, it's not disappointing today. It's doing the exact thing that I expect it to do. It's a dynamite lure. And you know what? You could go along here and catch them in different ways. You could catch them on different lures too. But I don't think that I would be sitting here whaling on the big fish that I'm whaling on if I was using a different lure. I mean, this lure just gets the job done day in, day out for me.